Hello. How's it going, everybody? Welcome on in to another stream. To the post MIG finale stream. I know some of y'all haven't watched it. Very unfortunate. It kind of makes me wish I picked a little bit of a better time because there's a lot of people that said they couldn't make it. Unfortunately, like right. Yo! Voided with the 14 months and Twixie with the Prime sub. You hate me. My long day at work. I can watch it now, but miss stream. Mean to me specifically. Okay, watch it now. I'll still be live in an hour. If you have time right now and you're watching this stream, watch it right now. It's an hour long, you know, and if you can, but yeah, please watch it because I want y'all to see it because it's I'll just say this like no spoilers, right? This video single-handedly was probably the most work I have put into a single video ever in my life. It has taken me all month. It took me actually 2 months. It took me a month of script writing, and it took me another month of just making the video. There's the mass lore and stuff, and then all the building I had to do both on SBK and Last Survival. All the mocap sequences, like that 4.5 minute scene in Act 3, which took me 12 hours to do to get the mocap set up, you know, record the scene, flashback, everything. Of course, the script writing is into it. Incredible video, well worth the wait. Thank you. See what happens when a hardcore roll MIG dies or whatever, saying random junk. But yeah, I've spent a long time on it. It is basically the end of the MIG Clone Wars saga. It's basically over. It's you'll see MIGs, like 918 might show up here and there, but it's gonna be a lot different because we're gonna be moving into a new era for the MIG lore, which is going to be really, really, really fun. I'm very, very excited for y'all to see what it is. And I'm just going to say what it is. So, I'm going to go watch now. All right, sounds good. Okay, everybody go watch if you haven't yet, or just click off the stream. I don't want to spoil you guys, but for those of you who have watched it, I made a little mention in the movie around Act 2 of an Outlander MIG. Now, an Outlander MIG is going to be very important because it's basically going to be what is the lore for the next couple years in the MIG lore saga. And I would like to announce the MIG Outlander saga is going to beginning with an SMP I'm on in July, and that character is going to be the character in season 3 of SBK. Let me just say that the MIG that saved Mandalorian MIG, Mando MIG, is the MIG that is going to be in season 3. So yeah, I haven't shown y'all who he is. One, because I don't want to spoil it yet. Two, because I didn't have a finished spaceship design yet, and I also don't have a finalized MIG design yet. Like I have ideas, but I don't have it like exact an exact finished product. The MIG. There's no more the MIG. So yeah, this video, you know, it is basically just the culmination of everything, like the end of everything, like, you know, like including the conclusion to the storyline that I started with the end of Pleasant Craft season 3. You know, SBK and everything. So this is the conclusion to the video, to everything. So I'm very, very excited. I haven't seen the video yet. Go watch it if you have the time. Go watch it right now. ! New vid. Check out the finale to the SBK and MIG lore. So yes, that is basically it. So yeah, I've been very, 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 very excited, very excited to give you all this, and it is taking me so long. Let me just say, I finished it right before the SBK panel started. Like that Saturday morning, I was working through the night to get it done, and then I watched the SBK panel, and then I promptly passed out for the rest of the day. I will say, I did need all that time that I didn't stream these past 2 weeks to actually get it done. Like, I legit had to not stream because I was literally spending all my days editing and filming and building and and script writing and, you know, doing revisions. Yes. But yeah, thank you for the hype train, guys, for the little hype train at the start. But yeah, I am so happy with how this video turned out. It was an incredibly... It was my magnum opus. I think it might be the best video I have ever made and will ever make. Like, I don't know if I could ever do that again unless I had a team of people working with me, because I legit have to do pretty much all of that by myself. I will say, Pi is a G. She was the body double. She was the one who acted as MiG-331 in his final sequence, and then also as the new MiG Prime after MiG-222 accepts the power of that rusty old wooden pickaxe. So yeah, I'm very excited. So yeah, what do y'all think? Those of you who have watched it, like, what's your favorite moment? Who's your favorite character in the movie? Like, that's what I want to know. I will say a couple inspirations. First of all, that opening, adding a reminder to my calendar to binge watch all of SBK. Yeah, I will say, I checked the playlist, the full SBK season 2 playlist. We are, with my video, it puts us at 99 hours. We are less than an hour away from 100 hours for SBK season 2. So yeah, and there's some more finales that are going to be coming out too. So I'm pretty sure we're going to hit 100 hours for this season, which is awesome. I'm hoping we go over that. Maybe we aim for 150 in season 3. So less than a week I could watch that. I mean, if you binge and watch all of it, if you're just sitting there watching it while you're doing everything, yeah, you could. Decided with my friends that we're all going to cosplay different MiGs to a local con next year. Yo! This has completely changed all my ideas for which MiG to cosplay. Let's go! Awesome. I can't wait to see the person who paints themselves gray completely for Mr. Narrator MiG. Or Ego, which is his nickname. Yeah, I kind of... There are a couple things. I wish I would have established certain things earlier. But that's what I was, because, like, my original plan was after 918 got spoilers, 918, at least the body he was inhabiting, that he was being projected onto, was eaten. I was planning to have an episode of Last Survival and an episode of SBK in between, but, like, the work that I needed to do towards the finale was just so immense that I needed to pour all my focus into it, and I couldn't make 2 more videos. I know who I'm going to try to convince to go grayscale. Oh my god. If you're not in the Discord already, make sure to join the Discord. I want to see images of that. I want to see some pictures of that. That'd be freaking cool. That'd be really freaking cool to see. But yeah, it's been really fun to get this done. I'm so glad it's out now. it has been just, I had it done on Saturday morning, like I said, and like I was just like, oh man, because I was thinking all weekend, like, because like I was finally done with the work, but like my brain was still like, oh man, I still got to think about like, I'm so excited for y'all to actually see it, you know. And I will say, the thing about making something like this is that, like, when you're working on a project like this for as long as, like, I did for like, the past 2 months, it legit consumes your every bit of your being. It legit just consumes you. Like, I was at work thinking about scenes. Sorry about that. Just had to adjust something. But yeah, it's been really really freaking cool. But yeah, I've been working on this this video. Yeah. But yeah, so the script writing process, oh my god. It was intense. It was a lot. Because like before, you know, I think the big difference between this and all of my other videos is I've had videos that are very lore intensive for sure. Like obviously the penultimate episode was very, very lore intensive. Like pretty much all lore. But like even that was like nothing compared to what this was. Because I think what the thing was the thing that made that one easier is just the fact that there wasn't as much like group things, like where there's a bunch of MIGs. There's like maybe 3 or 4 MIGs on screen, and it's a lot of dialogue and just establishing story beats, which I like. Even that was super intense. But then this video, there was action sequences I had to do, like that one that fight towards the end between 621 and the what do you call it, and MiG Prime, the new MiG Prime, that was super intense to record. Because I will say Pi and I gave us both like speed and jump boost and a bunch of resistance and all that stuff, and it made it so hard for us to hit each other, to the point where, like, if you just watched it where you just had a static shot of us fighting, we look like we're flailing about. But, like, I made, like, the flashback tools and the way you can move the camera made it so much better to, like, actually make it, like, fun to as a fight sequence. Like, that legit was probably, like, if there's, like, because I've done, like in season 1, the season 1 finale, I did that fight between the Samurai MiG and 621. And that one was pretty decent for what it was, but it was obviously a very short fight scene, and I didn't do much camera movement. And it looked fine, but like it got so, I think I did so much better with gonna watch the rest BRB. All right, sounds good. I will see y'all once y'all watch the rest. But yeah, I spent like so long trying to get those shots to look good. Oh my god. But yeah, I will say, like, the big thing for me is I like telling stories, and there's always been like a big part of me that wants to do like movies and TV shows and filmmaking and just all that fun stuff. At the end of the day, I love art, and I love making art, and this is just my medium in which I'm able to make art and able to execute my vision. It's so nice that I'm able to do that. Like, it has been super fun to work on this, because it's given me some new things to work on. Like the fight sequence was definitely something that, like, I felt like I had to try and figure out. And then obviously the big thing was trying to actually make a structured story. You know, I think the thing is about this is that, like, it's more so like an actual cinematic experience than just a Minecraft Let's Play, because, like, yeah, it's kind of like, to me, I think the one thing that's like a little jarring for me is this sort of like big, it's this sort of big epic finale, and then I have like little bits where I'm like still recording a Minecraft video, and it's like, it's there, but it's like less of the video than the actual like story beats that I have, which is crazy, because like before it would be like majority of Minecraft video, and then I'd have cap ends of lore. But like this one was for y'all who have been watching. This movie was for all of you who have been paying attention to the little details I've been adding. You know, obviously, like, the pickaxe was something that I wish I would have set that part up a little more. But I did, it was part of the plan the whole time, because I did kind of tease it when, I think it was episode, Albie, welcome on in. It was episode 15, I believe. It's when Mig621 like looks into the storeroom and finds the axe. He runs across the pickaxe and it gives a little just finished finally. That was amazing. Thank you. Yeah. I'm very happy. Also, with the ending, since 621 is 10,000 blocks away, I did say he will return, and I do intend to follow through on that promise, but it's going to be a little bit. I want to get a lot done in the main, like, village of my Forever World, and then I'm going to have a new, like, series within my Forever World, you know, where I go off into the distance and basically do a restart, you know, and that's where 61's going to come back, and 61 will be the main character of that little story. So yeah, I'm gonna have like I did a fresh start because like at some point I want to do the early game again and do it like slightly differently. Like with that section of the Forever World, what I plan to do is kind of have like challenges to get myself to the next tier. There's this one YouTuber who did this challenge where he did a world where he was forced to like you can only use like wooden tools and everything and leather armor until you complete these challenges, and then you can progress to like gold and iron and then diamond and, you know, all that stuff, and then you have access to the nether, then the end. So like I want to do something like that because I feel like that would be a fun challenge and would change like the grind. So I do plan to do that in the future, and that's going to involve 621. He's going to be like the main character of that, and I feel like that's narratively fitting. That is narratively fitting because how's it going, Shep? How's it going? Albie has not seen the finale, however, when Albie has ever seen SBK episodes, so like, does Kale make a cameo? Clearly biased. Unfortunately, no. But I will say, Kale will make cameos in the future, in future content. But yeah, so I have a couple things. So first of all, there is something starting up this month. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, and maybe me talking about it does spoil a little bit, but I am joining a little fun server that's going to be happening between SBK seasons. So be excited for that. But yeah, and then July. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to be around, but I will say after this stream, I am going to I'm going to take like 2 weeks off because I am exhausted. Not going to lie. I am like mentally, physically exhausted from all the work I have done. Like, it was fun and I think it was worth it, but I need to like relax. Mig gone forevers. Yeah. I'm taking a little bit of this month off. Just because I have worked so hard. And then of course, obviously, at the same time of me working on this big finale, work got so busy. Yesterday, I had nearly a 9-hour shift, and with my work, a 9-hour shift means death. It's terrible. It is physically exhausting. Definitely deserve the break. Thank you. Yeah, and it's like the end of the SBK season, so might as well take a break. But I will be back in the middle of June for a fun thing that's going to be happening. And I'm so excited to be on it. And I will say, I will tell y'all the MIG that's going to be featured in that little server. It's going to be Doke MIG. Doke MIG, after basically being the one to save the MIGs because he was the one who broke that bedrock that let MIG Omega into LS-0, he decided, oh man, I was so stressed out for that, I need a vacation. So he's gonna chill out. He's gonna be on vacation there. So Albie thinks they know what you're doing. Yeah. Shh. Don't say anything. Mostly because I was told not to say anything, but I'm too excited to not say anything. So yeah. So Doke Mig is gonna be on a little vacation, which I think is a well-deserved vacation. He definitely deserves it. He did a lot of hard work. But yeah, I'm so excited though. I'm so glad though, because I'm going to be on servers in between like season 1 and season 2. I practically did nothing between the break, and that was kind of like really sad for me because it's like, oh man, I don't really have a way to hang out with friends right now. But this season, I'm gonna be hanging out with all my friends, including some new friends that I haven't got to play Minecraft with yet. But yeah, I'm gonna turn up the fan. You might hear it a little bit. You might hear the fan a little bit, but that's fine. I just need to turn it up because it's getting a little toasty in here, and I want to be able to keep this on for longer for the rest of the stream. I'm definitely taking it off after. But yeah, I did have a lot of inspiration. Like I did have a lot of inspiration for this movie. I will say, it was such a great time. Iron Lung mention. Guys, I'm going to talk about Iron Lung again. I'm going to talk about Iron Lung. Because guess what? It's out on YouTube Movies. Go watch it. Go buy it. It's only $10. You should go watch it. It's such a good movie. It's so good. And oh my God, I want to buy the Hail Mary Project too. But it's a little... I need to save my money. But I need to... Hey, Mark knows about the Bloody Mary ship. I'm crying. Yes! But yeah, no. Okay, so speaking of that, the opening dialogue to my movie was heavily inspired by Iron Lung. When I first watched Iron Lung and listened to that opening monologue by like the Father of Eden guy, that really inspired me to like create an intro like that where it's like an elder mig that's like obviously you don't get to see his face, but it gives you the context to the story of like this repeated cycle of things happening, because like that's what the story is about. In some regards, there are multiple things that the story is about, and one of those things is breaking cycles, you know. I expect everybody to watch it all the time sub since I bought it, so Project Hail Mary. Oh yeah, it's Project Hail Mary. My brain flipped the words around, which was less expensive. I already watched it for yeah. I wish it was a little less expensive as well. I'm so glad Iron Lung is $10. That was a great thing, because I was like, oh man, I have no qualms buying this. I would buy it for $20, but since it's $10, might as well. But yeah, I was so happy. I was so happy with how that turned out. But yeah, so like the beginning monologue is like this elder mig and this idea of like repeated cycles. So that beginning sequence is just to kind of Albie wants it on a DVD. Yes, I want the Blu-ray. I'm getting the Blu-ray for sure. It'll give me a reason to set up my PS4 again. My PS4 at this point is going to be a glorified Blu-ray player, because I want to watch it again and I want to eat it, you know, eat the movie, you know. Yeah. But yeah, so like this sort of idea at the beginning is this sort of repeated cycles, cuz like obviously, you know, the original Mig Prime is looking at 520, the Prime that we knew until he got killed by 621, where he was like he was just he was like, so he was saying like, don't let this happen to you. And Prime, or 520, the green one, he was basically like he was brain's not working right now. Hi Esther, how's it going? So yeah, the beginning sequence basically was saying like this cycle can repeat itself if it's not careful, and because you never address the problems that you face, if you face it and experience it and you don't address it and don't work through it, it's going to surface again, and sometimes in a more explosive way, you know? So what you've got to do is confront the issue, and you can't just try to bury it. Like, you can't, like, they can't just kill 621, because that is just another attempt at burying the issue and not addressing the issue. Good, you? I'm doing fantastic. So, like, that's why the decision to, like, not kill, I mean, I guess not to spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched it yet. Esther, I don't know if you finished it yet. I know you had to drop out a little bit through, but yeah, so the decision to not want the characters to kill 621 is a big proponent to that because it's about that growth of like, we can't repeat this cycle again. We can't let this happen again. We need to change, you know, and we need to allow room for someone to grow. And then the axe, right? The axe, very important, but also at the same time is kind of a side thing. The big thing about the axe for me is it kind of represents this sort of way that, I guess in some regards, the way the internet corrupts someone's ideals and frustrations. So, like, MiG621 obviously had very valid frustrations, but, like, let's say you're someone on the internet and you're frustrated about something. The internet can very easily twist that frustration into something worse and try to serve a darker goal. There are people on the internet that always want to take your anger and turn it into something that does more damage than good, you know? And that's kind of what the axe represents, is that sort of like third party trying to rile you up further into a darker path than you otherwise would take. And I will say it is something that I've had to deal with growing up, especially growing up as a young man, because I was frustrated with figuring myself out, so I turned to things that definitely weren't good for me, but spoke to the anger that I felt at the time. But it was obviously to twist it into doing harm unto others. Luckily, it didn't pull me in as far as it did some others, but it did almost get me. And for a long time, I felt guilty about it. And then the other thing about that sort of guilt is it made me hate who I was before. You know, it made me hate myself a lot. And that's kind of what 621 represents, is like that sort of isolation and that sort of like being upset with yourself and hating yourself and low self-esteem and everything. And this story is about breaking that cycle of like self-hatred and self-destructiveness and self-isolation, because at the end of the day, like, in reality, you are not alone in your struggles, and anyone trying to tell you that you are just stupid. They're not worth listening to. But the people, even people who might not understand what you've gone through or know what you've gone through or have experienced what you've gone through, there are many people who are willing to listen, and there are many people who are willing to help you with it. Like, and that's kind of the point of the whole story, is like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I pressed the button. I didn't realize what I did. But yeah, that's kind of essentially what the whole story is about, you know, just, you know, like, find a community, because if you could find like-minded people, and also maybe even some people that you don't fully agree with, but just people who are willing to listen to you and willing to help you on your journey. Because, like, I don't think anybody should have to go through life alone, or have to go through struggles alone, or have to work on yourself alone. I think we need each other to keep each other in check and help each other, because that's how we grow, and that's how we improve as people. And I think that there's forces at large that are trying to isolate a lot of us to make us feel like there's no hope for each other, and maybe even humanity, because it's, oh, we're, yeah, you know. But like, that's just how it, yeah, but that's not how it should be, you know? So yeah, that's a little bit of like, kind of like my thought process with this sort of story and what message I was trying to tell. But at the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, I just love making this stuff. Like, this stuff is just so fun to make, despite how like intensive it is and how much work it takes. It's just amazing that I was able that it was able to be done. I feel like this is a time where I think I could feel proud of myself. Speaking of pride, happy Pride Month, everybody! Happy Pride Month. And yeah, yep. Happy Pride, everybody. I hope I hope, despite how the world is, I hope y'all can be loud and just be loud. Don't ever let anyone make you feel shame for who you are. Because those people are not worth listening to anyways. But yeah. But that's another thing, is like that's the reason why community is so important, because like we've been having conversations, like the SBK panel happened and that was awesome, and this sort of, you know, the whole like thing about the community and the diversity of it and the support that SBK has given to people who have, you know, who are part of the LGBTQ plus community. Like, I think that's incredibly important, especially in a time like this, you know, like that y'all need community, you know, because the world can make people feel so lonely sometimes. But at the end of the day, there are many like you who are struggling, and it's more than some people would like to say or would like other people to know. And like having a community like this makes us all stronger as a whole. And you know, with that could help a lot of people, especially like with this sort of the sort of things that are happening right now. And all I'm hoping at least to do with like my content and my community is just make people feel safe and welcome and just have a good time. Because I think sometimes the world can get so bogged down with a lot of these scary things that sometimes you just need a moment to breathe, you know. And I think we all need a moment to breathe, and that's what I also love for myself about SBK is like I feel like I always have a moment to breathe with y'all. We have some time to just chill out and talk about random stuff, you know, and you know, just hang out and have fun, you know. And like that's why I am so happy that I am part of SKYBLOCK Kingdoms, and I'm happy that, you know, SKYBLOCK Kingdoms is continuing to grow and continuing to foster a positive community where people feel safe. Because I like, at the end of the day, I want people to feel safe to be themselves, because that's how we get so much positivity. Like the amount of people I've seen who have taken back up art because of SBK, like that is so freaking cool. You know, if we can inspire at least a couple people to like, you know, do something creative or express themselves in a way they probably haven't before, that's a positive change. And that'll like, even though SBK season 2 is over, that's going to continue to create a ripple, because, you know, you never know which person might end up inspiring the next group of people. And then, you know, the cycle continues, and that's a good cycle that we want to continue, you know. We want to break bad cycles, and we want to bring in new cycles that'll be positive. But yeah, that's just my yapping. But yeah, movie. Yeah, man, this was such a good, this was such a good season. Like, holy crap. Like, including the mini games and everything. And then just this, like, I'm looking at this kingdom and I'm like, oh man, you're yapping. Yeah. I don't shut up, you know. I'm very happy with how this season turned out. And like, I got to tell like the story, like even if there's little things I would change, I got to tell the story I wanted to tell. Like, so guys, little bit of background on myself. For the longest time, I wanted to tell a story in Minecraft, like make like a full like story with a with a setup, beginning, middle, you know, mystery and solving the mystery and finding out new things and an end. And this is the first time, like even with like SPK season 1, SPK season 1, like I felt like it was decently satisfying, but there were so many things I wanted to do with my lore in season 1. Let me just say this. Let's say, I think it was episode 5, right, of season 1. It was the one where I fall into the nether void. That was that was going to be the start of the story, and I was going to end the story in season 1. Like all the things that happened in season 2, there were so many elements of it that I wanted to finish like around season 1. But obviously, like, at a certain point, I realized there is so much more that I need to do. There's so much more that I need to do. And I need to let the story breathe a little longer. And that's how a lot of Season 2 was born. So, obviously, at the beginning of planning for Season 2, I was thinking of having 621 be just there at the beginning. But I felt like that would have just not worked because I didn't think that 621 could be meandering that long, you know? And I think it would have just revealed too much at the beginning, and we have a character that knows everything, and that'll make it much more of like homework, because then I would reference things that would make people have to do research. So I was like, how could I make it so that this series is accessible to people that haven't watched my previous lore, but still makes it so that the people who know the previous lore feel like it's been like, oh man, I'm so glad I watched that original stuff because I get some of this already, you know? So what I was thinking is, so I had to think about how I was going to do it, and then I was like, okay, what if 621 like wants to create more clones, and he sends in a clone to season 2 to be a sort of just like to kind of just be there, just to get everything ready for his arrival and cause a bunch of chaos. And that's where 918 was born. So yeah, that's where 918 was born, and that was like right before the season 1 finale. You like, we meet 918 at the end of season 1, like right at the beginning of the intro. That's that sequence where we're zooming out and it's 621 in front of the portal, and then we cut, and then we have a back of another Mig's head, and that is 918 there. So then I was thinking about the story, like how is 918 gonna work, like as a character. And I had a few ideas of like, he like maybe knows a little bit, like he doesn't know much. All he knows is there's one Mig Prime and there's a couple Migs that are out there missing that he's looking for. But it was like, it still felt like that was too much information to start off with. And then I had the Skyblock 100 Days video, and I decided to have that as sort of like a training, but I just wanted to do a 100 Days video, so that was just a little bit, and I wanted to have a way to tease season 2 in some regards. But then season 2 actually started, and I decided, like, wait, what if? Because, like, me and Legs and I, like, were planning out our starter base. Our starter base. Let's go to the starter base here. And we thought it would be really funny if we crashed on an RV. And that gave me a eureka moment. Like, what if I got a concussion during that? Or that's the story that was made up for it. That I got a concussion, and that's why I forget everything. But in reality, the reason why I kept forgetting things was because my memory kept on being reset by 621, because he didn't want me to know too much yet. He just wanted me to feel compelled to do the mission and, you know, complete it. So, like, the RV was never actually gonna be a story element where, like, it actually happened and I, like, picked up Legs. At the end of the day, because, like, the whole character with Legs was like a whole, like, like meta thing, like he's aware of the audience type thing. And then for me, like obviously I'm all messed up in the head, so like I'm not exactly sure what was reality. So I truly, like, Mig918 truly believed that he crashed on an RV, when in reality this was just a starter base for a Minecraft world. Yo, the Wizard Harry, welcome on in. How you doing? Welcome on in. We're talking about my lore and just all the things SBK Season 2. So yeah, so I decided it was like, okay, so this whole time, like in reality, like Mig918 was just sent here to just blend in. And all the memory things were to just confuse him and keep him focused on the mission and just make sure he didn't know too much. But eventually, obviously he needs to know something. So that's when I decided, because the thing is that the last survival episode that came out like 2 months ago at this point, in March, late March, that was actually supposed to happen like right before that episode where 222 goes to SBK Season 2. But unfortunately, I just got so bogged down with Season 2 work that I just didn't have time to play on SBK Season or our last survival. But yeah, so the sort of idea there is that we send a MiG, an old MiG that is familiar to 621 and in 918 in tandem, and then we get him to meet. So the whole time I was planning to have MigBot be like a double agent. Like that whole time MigBot was just playing the servant just so he could keep all of his data safe and also make sure to keep everything safe so that 61 didn't just immediately destroy everything. So he kept them in check, and that's why he questioned a lot of things and made sure he didn't do certain things, you know, like, you know, pulling 918 out prematurely during the middle of the memory recovery, because the whole time MigBot really wanted 918's memories to be recovered, because it was a catalyst for everything to be able to change. But obviously he had to play his cards right, otherwise things would have gone wrong too fast. So he had to be convincingly like a loyal servant of MiG621. And that was a thing. That was something that I wanted to be like a thing for the whole time. Like that was going to be, because like even like I think it was the end of episode 11, MiG222 meets MiG Prime in like the dreamscape of like the subconscious memory of Prime that kind of speaks to every MiG. Oh, that was another thing that I was gonna add. I was gonna have a sequence where Mig918 has like one of those like subconscious primes like speaking, but it just never made it in, and it just never like I just couldn't find a way to fit it in. There were just so many things. Like I made the movie as tight as possible so it flowed into each other. Like everything flows into each other. So like obviously when they're talking about what 621 is doing at the beginning, it cuts right into what is 621 doing. He's blending in, building, and also causing chaos with the mass, you know. And then when I introduced the Mando MiG, I wanted him to be an important player, but I didn't know exactly how I was going to like work him in, right? I didn't know exactly how I was going to work him into the story, like in the movie. Because he goes on this mission, he goes missing, but I didn't know how I was going to get him back for a while, and I was still trying to figure that out. But then the mass storyline came up, and then, like, I think I was in a call with Avid, and he was discussing how I was going to end the series, and he was mentioning, like, he's going to send Massey to the spaceship that is the Misadventure spaceship, and I was like, oh, hey, Avid, can I put one of my MiGs there? And he's like, absolutely. And the funny thing is, the way he did that sequence, it made it seem like Mando got eaten as well. And I thought that was really, really funny, because it's like, oh, guys, you don't know. Because in reality, my plan was always to be the plan was always for my end, for the mass when they teleport into that little reactor. The plan was always that MiG that MiG just like flies out because Massey like breaks a hole in the reactor like section. So yeah, that was always the plan, and I was really happy with how that flowed into the next act, and then like act 2 flow, like everything flows into each other. Like when Ego, the narrator MiG, talks about MiG Omega, we go right into MiG Omega, and then MiG Omega mentions 918, and then we see what 918 is up to. Like everything, I feel like flows into it, and it's really funny. Like everybody else's like big, like a bunch of other people's big finale was the mass, and mine's literally just the inciting incident. Like the mass stuff happens in the first 20 minutes, which is really funny to me. Like I thought that was really hilarious that was like the inciting incident in the whole thing, which was really fun. But yeah, it's been it definitely was, it's definitely been something I've been thinking about for a long time. And like I think the script, so the script itself is like 31 pages, and it's like 6,464 words total. So that was cool. So that's cool. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. How I was able to get everything to work together, you know? And like in terms of like making this lore, like the interesting to me about making lore from my end is I'm the type of person who can create a whole story in my head and retain that entire story in my head. Like, all I'm saying is before the script was written, the script was literally just so I could figure out dialogue, but the entire story and some of the scenes were in my head for so long. Like, that final sequence at the end where all the MiGs are trying to shoot at MiG 621 as he is about to destroy them all, you know, and there's a last desperate attempt, that has been in my head since the beginning of season 2. Like, about a year ago now. Like, it's crazy to think about, like, how long I keep all of these things in my head. And some, like, for the longest time, like, before Flashback and before mocap mod, I could have never done any of this. This would have never happened without those mods. This could have never happened without those mods. So lurking to avoid spoiler, but I have a wonderful stream. Yes, definitely check it out though. If y'all haven't checked out the finale, the link is right here. The heck happened? Oh, okay. Wait, can I fit in the middle of this? No, okay. Aw, man. I was trying to do something. I'm just gonna sit in here. Hey, guys. But yeah, it was, it's been awesome. It's been awesome this season. Yeah, but yeah, planning this, like, but yeah, it's been amazing for me to be able to get all of this stuff together. Like I said, like 2 years ago, I never would have been able to get any finale. Like, this was a pipe dream for me. So like this has been like what I've been working towards, like an actual big finale. And I'm so glad I was actually able to do it. Like I said, like before, I had to have people be like body doubles for me. I had to have them change their skin because it was before Flashback. I had to use a replay mod for it. So like lore scenes were incredibly difficult before Flashback came out, and then even like mocap mod. Mocap mod was like the big thing that got this to be like fully possible. If it wasn't for mocap mod, I don't think we would have. It would have been possible to have like 10 MIGs in a room. Because like getting everyone together for that, like it was super difficult for me to get people together for the like MIG lore scenes in the Pleasant Craft season 3 finale. Like I remember I filmed all of it like right when season 1 of SBK started, and I got like Avid, Acorn, Kale, Milkman. They all like helped me make, like I'm pretty sure Avid was 621. Avid was 621. Guys, let me just tell you guys, in Pleasant Craft season 3, the finale, the MiG 621 that you see, I think I was being the body for 621 in the massacre scene where like he kills the admiral and all that stuff. But but at the ending sequence, right? The ending sequence, when 222 leaves for SBK, Avid is the one playing 621. And I'm pretty sure he was the admiral during the massacre sequence. I need to learn mocap. It is genuinely like the best mod. If you're trying to do like if you're just trying if you're trying to make like just a single shot with like a bunch of people in it, it's so nice. Combining with Flashback, being able to just change the skins and the names of people on the Flashback mod. Like just to show you guys like the setup. Let me show you guys some of the setup for a lot of the scenes. So yeah, these are all the scenes here. So like some scenes you could see like in the picture, you have my friends there that I replaced their skins. Like I just use carpet mod to like replace them. And then yeah. Vex, thank you for the 5 stream streak. Welcome on in. So let's see. Let's do this scene. All right. So this is the scene right here. So this is everyone, all the MIGs. So like I could change the names. So I could just, if I wanted this guy to be Batmig, this guy could be. Oh, what the heck? Why can't I type? It doesn't let me type. Never mind. It's not letting me type. Never mind. Oh, there we go. So yeah, if I wanted this guy to be Batmig, I could make him be Batmig. So yeah, that is that is how that works. And then I could upload the skin from a file, you know, and then everything. And I could also like do like a UUID. So that's what I did for a couple characters. But yeah, I have these like static shots, but like so yeah, that's how like all of these scenes work. I have to like, so like the thing is too, for every single MIG in this shot, I had to record these guys individually. So I had to time everything and speak the lines over and over again. So let's see. How many MIGs are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 MIGs here. I had to do that 9 times. 9 times. So like for those longer scenes, that takes me forever. And remember, I screw up sometimes. So sometimes I have to restart. Sometimes I have to restart. Hold on. It decided to go back again. Really annoying. I gotta fix something a little later. But yeah, it took me like so long to do these scenes just because I had to do all of these characters individually and multiple times. But then there's scenes like the action sequence. The action sequence was extremely fun to do. Let's see, let's find it. I think it's Fight with Godness. Yeah. that's the one that me and so this is Pi Pi and I fighting. So that's Pi Pi right there as MIG Prime. And this is this skin is literally Hierophant green. So like if you know JoJo, this is Kakyoin's stand. That's what I used for MIG Prime as the guy. So yeah, this sequence was just so much fun. And as you can see, there's so much happening. So like there's camera rolls happening. And you can see the camera movements. It shows you like the next like camera movement. Yeah, this part took me a while because it is so much to like have this camera move around. I wanted this to be super intense. Like I wanted this to feel super intense despite the fact that we're like flailing to hit each other. Cause Pi Pi and I, we're not PvPers at all. We're builders and I'm a redstoner and a builder, and she's a pretty good builder, but we're not PvPers at all. But I think I made it work. But yeah, there are definitely some parts that I cut out for sure, just so it could flow better. And also because I noticed there was just too much flailing about. So yeah. So yeah, overall, I think that was like 1:44, I think. That whole sequence. But yeah, we have ads. We're just gonna hang out for the ads. But yeah, that was such a good scene. But yeah, and then at the end here, so the end. Oh wait. That is not that was not the right flashback. So the scene at the end, after the after credit scene, my whole thing with that was this is kind of in this shot here, this shot right here, this is in reference to the poem, or the I guess not the poem, but more the monologue Purgatory, like the monologue that MiG621 has, where he's talking about trying to find the light, but he can't find it. But right here, this is supposed to reference the fact that he is finally, that the light has finally reached him. And I was going to have a line about that, but I think I'd rather have it be something that people just kind of put together on their own. where it's like the light's there and it's not leaving him. So that's what I wanted to reference there, was that was purgatory. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to work on this too. It was just so much fun. But yeah. But yeah, it's been it was a fun season. I'm gonna miss this season so much. Like, I think I really, because I think one of the things was this season I wanted to prove to myself that I could be consistent at what I do, and that I could build a routine for myself where I can actually be super productive and make. I just wanted to make a base that felt lived in, and I think we succeeded with that. Like, this base feels complete. It feels complete, which is just awesome. You know? And it's been a wonderful season. I don't think I'd ever, like I said, I never thought I'd be able to be part of a server like this. And it's just been so nice to have a server where everyone's active. It's highly collaborative, you know, like it's all about collaboration, you know, and we're all good friends, you know? And that's part of the thing that I wanted to nail down. Like, obviously in the final scene, or one of the final scenes, where they're giving a little pep talk to 621, 918, like, talks about his experience in this season. Even though the season had ups and downs, like, there was so much good, so much great that happened, that it was never, like, 918 never wanted to leave here. Obviously things move on, things change, and yeah. Yeah, this is a fantastic, like, feeling to just have a good cap off as well, because I think obviously it's all about the journey, but like the ending is part of the journey. It is a section of the journey, and it's what really just culminates everything and, like, gives you a perspective of what came before. And that's part of what I wanted to like kind of have with this movie, is just kind of like think about like everything that happened that led up to this point, and how even though it's going to change, there's going to be new things. There's going to be new worlds to explore. There's going to be new MIGs to come to know and learn about. There's going to be new stories with the MIGs that we already know, you know? And just because one chapter ends doesn't mean that a new one can't begin for some people. And yeah. But yeah. I just love storytelling. What can I say? Not watched the episode yet. I'm so excited to watch it. Please Watch it. New vid. It is so... I've worked all month on it. I just... Like I said, I know it's probably not perfect. There's some mistakes. I will say, on a certain character's death scene, something that I noticed after I already rendered the whole movie was that when that character died, you could see Pai's head popping out. Because the person who was like, because that was who my body double was, is Pai. So I like to see it as a really funny little Easter egg of like, oh, so that's who played it. Little funny Easter egg. I also made a couple other mistakes I noticed, but I want to see if y'all noticed the little mistakes that I made. Because at a certain point, I was just like, I'm not refilming that whole thing again. Because there was like something where it's like, oh God, if I have to redo that, that's going to take a whole nother hour to do. And I don't have that time. When I went to TwitchCon, I told myself, I'm meeting Mig's friends. Is this real? Yeah, it was so awesome to see my good friends on stage. I can't believe the moment that Nuke picked. I gotta say, the moment that Nuke picked, I was just like, I was watching at 4 a.m. and just face palming because it's like, oh God, I am sleep deprived, and he's talking about a sleep deprived stream, and then that moment, that the copper bar chair. But yeah, it's cool that you got to meet some of my friends. But yeah, it was awesome to see my friends on stage. It was just so cool. It's surreal to hear the audience like cheering and laughing, and it was like, oh man, those are actual people responding to things they're saying, and like I guess you all are actual people, but I mean as in like there are people actually like in person responding to the things that they're saying and the funny, ridiculous things that they're saying. But yeah, it was crazy. It was just, and I was sleep deprived too. So it was like double surreal. Just like, oh my God, I'm sleep deprived and I'm watching my friends on stage, talking about, the normal car and, the Glorbo and, the really bad chair that I made. But yeah, it was fun to watch with my friends too. It was really fun. It was really funny just having like, hey Viking, that was awesome. Or hey Viking, hi Viking, and like hearing Viking just super tired. Hi, because it was 4 a.m. for me and him, and I think a couple others in the call. It was incredible to see so many SBK fans. Unreal. It's amazing to hear about that were so many. Thank you for the Lurk Nexus Doodles. That there were so many SBK fans there. Like I saw the person cosplaying as Dokevid. That was awesome. And yeah, I definitely want to go to a TwitchCon at some point. I would love to go to a TwitchCon and meet some of you guys. And heck, if there's another SBK panel, I would love to be a part of that. Although I do have stage fright, but I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to get me over it, because I will say, I don't know how much like on stage speaking Elfie has done, but like he seemed very natural at it. Is so excited for season 3, and the new wood is going to bring in more friends. Woohoo! Yes, I'm really hoping that we can get the new wood type in time. My only concern is if like it starts too close. Like obviously we could always have it so that like we bring in friends like a month after, like we did in season 1, you know, with Leon and Josh, with the End Kingdom. But this time it'll be even better because it will be with a new wood type rather than like having to create something that's like not a wood type. It's really funny how like in season 1, like we made a concept and kind of semi broke it. Like I think we kept the concept a little bit more in this season. Cause like, you know, of the whole wood type thing. But yeah. But yeah, no, next season for sure. I can't wait to see, cause like it's so nice that we get a new wood type. That means more friends to bring on, which is really cool. But yeah, Speaking of season 3, yeah, I'm so excited to start planning. I'm definitely taking a week off to just not think about anything and just relax. Maybe I might hop on a call with my island partner and we'll talk about a little bit. But like, I am so out. Like after I finish stream today, straight to bed. I'm gonna pass out because I am legit just so freaking exhausted. it has been a month. Like May was definitely an intense month for me because that month really was like I needed to depend on getting this video done. And I ran into some trouble along the way, including but not limited to a power surge that disabled my PC for a minute, and it made me panic and think that my PC died, which definitely was not a good feeling because I was pretty knee deep. Like I was maybe not even knee deep, but I was waist deep into the production of the movie. So like that stressed me out, and then it definitely delayed some things because I had to wait because I didn't know what was wrong with my audio interface. That was another thing that was going extremely wrong. Yeah. But I'm fine. Everything was fine. Thank you for the flower. Thank you for the flowers. Oh, that's really funny. They left a boat here. Yo! Heck yeah. I wanted to just explore around. Let's do a lap around the track while we yap. Oh, what the heck? All right. Near. But yeah, it has been a surreal like weekend, just because of like the TwitchCon and just seeing all the people like that were hanging out with all my good old friends. It's kind of like another thing that makes it kind of surreal is the fact that like, you know, I know a lot of the I'd more likely be going to one in the US for sure. Like San Diego, but probably not this year. I don't really have enough time off to go this year. But I would love to go next year if I could. I need to figure out how to do that cut. I love to go next year for sure. Like I definitely like it would be more so to like obviously meet fans and then also hang out with my friends. I think that's like the big thing. Oh, wait, can I make this? Can I make this? Whoa! I made it. Yeah, like I would definitely love to go. Obviously to meet friends, but you know, obviously to meet some of you guys. Okay. No! Wait, hold on. I want to try and make that. I want to try and make that. I'm not good at this one. Oh man, that is tough. That is tough. But yeah, no. I've gone to like one convention before too. That's the funny thing about it is that like I went to VidCon back in I think like Gotta go clean. No worries. Don't worry about it. Man, that is so tough. Like, how am I supposed to do that? What the heckings? It's like I have to go so slow that it's like almost not worth it. Oh, I was so close. I got so far. I ain't enjoying cleaning. But yeah, man, that is so tough. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I haven't been into a convention in a while. Like, yeah, like I said, I don't think Europe is. Oh, I made it. I made it. I don't think Europe is a possibility for me. I know next year it's gonna be in Berlin, which is pretty cool. Maybe if I can get a passport and save up enough money to travel that far, maybe. But it's always at an awkward time for me financially. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me, man? Oh my god. I got like right to the end. I keep on forgetting. Are you kidding me? I keep on pressing like the button one too many times. I made it. Took me forever to do one lap. Definitely not getting a record, but obviously I didn't do any like time trial anyway. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Come on. Woo! Yay, Iceboat course, let's go. Meeting the SBKers was so scary. My anxiety was over the roof. Everyone is so nice though. You have good friends. Yes. They're awesome friends. Yep. Yeah, it's really, that's the thing too, because like I used to be someone who was like a fan of things and like freak out when I meet people, you know, and even like freaking out when I'm meeting friends now. But like nowadays, it's like I talk to these people so much. Like meeting Leon was like, yo, that's cool. Meeting Av was like, yo, what's up? You know, like, because I think there's a difference. Like obviously, there's always like this separation, like between like watching the person, you know, on a video screen and then meeting them in real life. But like when you like meet someone that you've been like actively talking to and you just share experiences and you just hang out, you know, even off content, it's it makes the experience a lot different, you know. So like yeah, and like Avid is like driving distance away from me, so like it's not even like a big deal to me. It's kind of funny to think about though, because like I used to be in like the fandom space. I used to be just a fan of things, like, but now I'm a creator that are like, oh, what's up? How's it going? Wandering trader nearby. I don't want to lose the day count, so I'm gonna sleep. But yeah, people, it's really nice that it's really cool to see how excited y'all are to meet some of us and bye and everything. Oh my god, this is such an insane build over here. I'm just exploring the world download now. Look at this. I still think it's crazy that they got this done. I didn't even know this was being built until like a week before the server ended, because I flew over here one time and then I saw it just appeared. Like the whole thing appeared. The people freaking out over. Nah, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy. I'm gonna be like I'm probably like, I'm gonna be honest. I have social anxiety. I'll probably be just as nervous as you guys are about like meeting me. Like, oh my god, I'm about to meet the people who watch me on the video screen. Oh god, what do I say? Skibbity. Wait, no, that's Leon's thing. Oh, what's up in here? Oh, these are the fish. Yo, that's sick. Oh, wait, was this just left here? What is this? Oh, it's an iron farm. They left it like an early game iron farm. Here, that's hilarious. Social anxiety versus Minecraft YouTuber meetup. Who wins? I think my anxiety might win. I'm gonna be honest. If I ever got up on stage, I would hear myself talk to the microphone and be like, "Oh God, this is super weird." Anytime I'd have to like speak into a microphone on a stage with people in front of me, it legit just activates a flight or fight in me. You will see the visible panic on my face as I start speaking, and then the words come out, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I saying? What am I saying? Because, like, as much as I sometimes plan before I speak, I do think about what I say before I say it, but then as soon as I say it, sometimes my brain just starts slipping up, like, what are you saying? Why are you saying this? And then I start tripping over my words. Everyone who's really good at speaking, I felt so bad about being so awkward. It's no biggie. There's no expectation for you to be the stage presence. It's okay. Trust me, I'm pretty sure they were freaking out just as much as you are. But obviously, like, for a lot of us, right? We've been doing like YouTube for a while, and we're just used to like speaking out like this. You know, like I don't talk like this in my normal day-to-day life. I do not talk like this. Like this is a performance I'm putting on for you guys. Like it's still me, but it's like a uplifted version of me that like keeps you guys engaged and wanting to talk, because I think there's an art form to like how you speak towards an audience versus how you speak towards like your friend, you know? And you might even notice like when I'm like talking to friends while we're on a stream, it's like, you know, extremely different. But yeah. Bamboo Kingdom, let's go. But yeah, everybody, like, all my friends are, like, really good. A lot of them, like, have gone to college, so I'm pretty sure a lot of them have had to do, like, speaking in front of a bunch of people. So, like, that makes sense. Yo, I want to take this. Is it... what? Oh, that's because it's not on the thing. Okay, hold up. Ooh, some snarky puppy. Yep. There we go. Yep, this is their most latest album. This is so fun. But yeah. So like doing all this YouTube stuff, I definitely say I became a better speaker and a lot more confident. So maybe I could be a better like on stage presence. I don't know yet, because I've never actually tried it. I haven't tried it yet. Maybe I might be. Maybe I might be. I don't know. It's one of those things where you don't know until you actually try. But yeah. Musith pickle and a lame pickle. The Anathra plush. Yeah, it's such it's I still am just my friends are doing have been doing cool things, and I get to witness it and be part of some of it, you know. But like I said, I do one day want to go to a TwitchCon with some SBKers and maybe do a little panel. I'd love to talk about all the lore stuff. I think that's the other thing that I would love to talk about, because I think lore is a fun part of SBK and just how we do planned storytelling and such. The heck was that? Don't know what that was. Yeah. The Massey. Hello, Massey. Chomp chomp. Chomp chomp. Oh yeah. Funny thing about this. This is just a armor stand that has a block on it that's scaled to make it look like it's just a regular block, but then there's a cobweb here which catches me. So that's how we did the eating. And then over here, oh wait, this is all, oh man, they didn't actually fix this. Oh my god, someone's carrot ended up here. Oh my god, you could see all the chaos and carnage that happened. This maze. Avid and I made this maze. And it was just so, oh my god, it's so evil. I made it super evil. I made it super, super evil. And obviously they broke through. Because their cat, we're just kidding. See if I remember the way out. It's so dark in here that I can't even see where I'm going. It's making that noise. I think some of the sound things are just not working. Unfortunate. Oh, wait. I can enjoy the Miglore with no prior knowledge. That is how awesome it is. Aw, that's awesome. Praise the mass. Yep. Yeah, I will say, I'm so happy with how I decided to do Season 2 of Skyblock Kingdoms, because I think it gave people an opportunity to join my lore without having to have extensive prior knowledge. But I think it also encouraged some people to actually go back and see it so that they can learn more about it, which is awesome. I'm so glad it ended up working out that way. I didn't intend for it to work out that way. I was just hoping that people would enjoy it regardless. And I think people did. And I think it worked. But like for the people who have been learning the lore and watching like the previous series, you get like a special treat. You get a special treat. Glorbo! Oh, they gave him big boots. It's a little laggy here. And the extra eyes and everything. So I came in at a perfect time. Yeah. Yeah, all the map is loaded in perfect. But yeah. Water Ghost, did you end up finishing the movie? Just curious. I think there might be some people pouring in from watching. I did. Oh. What'd you think? Awesome. Oh. I'm glad you enjoyed. Even though certain sacrifices ended up needing to be made. Can't see where that ending will go. Yes, I will say this. I do plan on having a section of my survival world, like the series, after I've gotten done like the main village at spawn. Once I've gotten that done, and I've done enough there, I'm gonna create a new like series that is like within the forever world where we explore 621's atonement, and he's gonna go through some challenges to be able to get back to full gear. Like he's gonna have to stay in wooden gear until he completes a series of challenges in stone and iron and on and on. Oh yeah, but at least he had that character development. Yes, exactly. Like I said, the ending is not supposed to be like, oh, everything's all hunky dory, everything's good. There's work to be done, but we've made the first major step. We've made the first major step in redemption and also recovery of a group of people that need to recover. And that's what I wanted to achieve with the ending as well. Of like, not everything's like perfect. And I don't think anything will be perfect. But like, you're making a step in the right direction. And things will improve as it goes on. Obviously, the next Last Survival episode will explore and expand upon that. Of like how the collective will change. Like, obviously, Mig Prime is no longer a thing. Man did some bad things. Yeah. Obviously, his anger was twisted, but it was still his own anger. But at the end of the day, he wants to make a change. And that's a good first step. I need to watch the finale? Yes, you should. It is so good. If you have time. In fact, right now. New vid. Evil and do evil things, but are also not evil. I don't think 621 necessarily was ever evil. He was just a broken person who got exploited. There's sometimes that 61 kind of reminded me of Ultron. Oh, like, to save the world, I have to kill everyone. That type of thing, yeah. Evil. Evil. Yes. It is a fun word. Evil. Till we meet again. Speaking of which, I gotta see that He-Man movie. It looks pretty fun. And I said, hey, I said, hey, what's going on? Ow! Oh man, I can't hit that high note. It's funny when we say it like that. Evil. Yeah. Also the wizard. I thought it was really funny. Cause like, I'm gonna be honest, for a while, I did not know what to do with the wizard past the point of the, like, him, like, distracting Mega Omega. So I was like, you know what? I think it'd be really funny if he, like, tries to go for Omega and then he just immediately gets demolished. I thought that was a really funny way to do it. Wizard was 222, right? No, it's 1018. 222 is the one that turns into Mig Prime. And he's one of the oldest Migs. So many numbers. I'm still new to this thing. Oh, come on. You're not new. You've been here a while. Soon enough, you're going to be an OG. Especially when season 3 comes. I will say, like, we're only in season 2 of this. You know, if this ends up lasting a while, it's going to be crazy to think about, like, oh man, early on in the series. 8 pages of notes. I will say another, okay, so like one of the things that made, I did promise to like cut down the lore stream into like a digestible video. I did not end up having any time to do that. I got so busy that like that just had to be on the back burner. Season 10 win. I think this has the legs to be able to stand until season 10. I truly believe it can. I just think it's that good of a concept and that we have that tight of a friend group. I think this can last a while. What happens when everyone has been with everyone? Well, I mean, we could always just either... There's going to be times where we're going to repeat islands again, but like at that point, we might as well just do something different. Like if I get Jungle Kingdom again, I'm not doing Solar Punk City again. I should go now. It's getting late. Enjoy. All right, sounds good. Thank you for coming on by. Thank you for hanging out with me on the day of the finale. Oh, I forgot I still have this on. Peekaboo. He's doing the eye thing. Peekaboo! Peekaboo! Hey, Jesse. Hey, Jesse, you like my new mask? Peekaboo! Peekaboo! I love that mask. Kale actually made this. Kale mention! Kale mention! Guys, Kale mention! That scene when Leon smashes 621 might be my next wallpaper. Hell yeah. Also, hopefully you and I decided that I needed a swear in this, just because there was just one line that like I thought of in my head. Warning, I'm gonna say a swear. But that line where MiG331 goes, "Screw you, batshit!" I think that was needed. I debated for like a week if I was gonna put that in, because I wrote the line and I was like, oh god, am I actually gonna do this? Because I already had a couple dams and hells, because I was like, oh man, this is a series finale. I want to go all in on this. But like, I wanted a good way to like send off 331, because I knew he was going to make a sacrifice, because I think he had done enough bad things just voluntarily, like without the influence of the axe, that he was doomed either way, because he voluntarily let 621 out, but he was trying to make good. And at the end of the day, sometimes you need to just make a sacrifice to ensure, like, to like rest your conscience, really. And like there was really nowhere for his character to go for me, in my opinion, for how I wanted to do the rest of like the MiG stories. So I was like, I'm gonna have him send off where he does a big self-sacrifice, and I need him to do it in a way that makes him just feel like a badass. And I felt like that was so good, because obviously I had the whole thing set up where like Batmig is very suspicious of Ego, of narrator Mig, because you know, he doesn't believe that Ego is actually being a good guy, you know. And obviously Batmig is more of like the suspicious, defensive, like I want to make sure that I keep my other brothers that I know are safe, protected from 621, and he has no he doesn't want to let even the slightest glimpse of something like that ever intruding again. So he's very suspicious of 331, but like Ego very much proves to everyone that he's like he's changed. And that was his final act of heroism, which was awesome. So, like, yeah, that's been something I've been thinking about for a while, too, is just how I was going to end 331's story. Because I knew 331's story wasn't going to go much further, and I knew it was going to be, like, very contained to season 2. And my only regret is I wish I would have done more with him to set up all of that. Because I think it worked as is, but I think I would have wanted more, like, setup. Yeah. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. My voice is starting to hurt a little bit. So yeah, give me 1 second. All right, I am back. But yeah, I am so excited for the future though. I got my Kale Hammerin 1000 days in UHC subathon bottle here. I'm very excited for the future. I was thinking about I'm just thinking about season 3, and there's just so many cool things that are going to be happening. I think we're going to be doing something really cool with the island layout that I think will definitely make a really cool twist for season 3. That's going to be exciting. I'm very excited for that. But like in general, I'm just so excited for the next season. We have been working in this behind the scenes, like pre-planning everything, and we're in the early stages of planning, and it's so fun to have the excitement because like we have the ideas, and like I think what's so exciting about planning a new season is like there's just so much ahead of us because we have time to think about how we're gonna do it, and then when we actually get to it, it's gonna be like such a great feeling to actually get to it. Like, I remember the start of season 2 was such a fantastic feeling. Like, oh my God, we're finally back. Like, when you're starting a new, like, world or anything with friends, it's always the most exciting time But like, I think what's great is that I'm like, for the longest time, I've always wanted to play play Minecraft with other people who like want to play for the long term in a world. And this is like the first time that I've actually been part of a server where I've actually had a world that just stays on for long term, and there's people on all the time. There's new things being built, and I go explore, and there's like, oh my god, there's this cool secret and this cool thing and this cool thing. It's actually so awesome. Yo, an Avid song plays. Fantastic. How you doing? From your mama. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. But yeah, so trying to think of what to talk about next. Oh yeah, coming up with the voices, right? That was a lot of fun. I loved voicing Pirate Mig. Aye, matey. Aye, matey. No worries. An outlander be a Mig that be having no relations with the collective. The voices sound fun, yeah. I do try to like give like even some of the other Migs different inflections. Like, the Doctor is very like matter of fact with his speech, and he's a lot more gravitas in it. And obviously Batmig is darker toned and always sounding a little angry. And then like when we're talking about like 1119 Dokemig, right? He's got like a brighter voice. He's got like a brighter voice because he's a young Mig, you know? He doesn't know much, so he's like asking questions all the time. You know, I kind of think about the philosophy that D. Bradley Baker has with like the clones from the Clone Wars. Like obviously a lot of the clone stuff is kind of inspired by the Clone Wars and like the idea of like multiple people coming from the same person and having like a different identity and how it kind of shapes them in a lot of ways. Because it's an interesting concept of like cloning and stuff. So that I thought that was interesting to think about. Just finished the finale. Been excited and was curious about what was going on. Integrating the mask was cool. Yes. The mask was very essential. It ended up being very essential as part of my lore. Like a stroke of genius to have like Mando Mig be on the spaceship that the mask gets teleported to. I'm so glad that ended up being part of my storyline because it made everything flow so well. Because like the mass finale happens and then it flows into the Mando Mig talking about his misadventure in space. And then and then it leads right into everything going on LS-0. Is that ship going to come back or was it a one-off? If you're talking about the misadventure ship, that was a one-off. That was legit. Just that was there so I could send myself to space. Ugh, I'm back. Welcome back. I wonder, what did you get up to while you were gone? Are you doing okay? Are you having a good time? What did you think? Give me all your thoughts right now. Send them to me. Your thoughts are mine now. Give them to me. Ew, don't like. No, I think it's a really funny attitude. I think they're just trying to play it cool. They're trying to play it cool. Oh, I mean, it was all right, I guess. I mean, it was all right. It was okay. I had an okay time. Yeah, good video. See my thought when you click your YouTube notification comments? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, you're so embarrassing. Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm so glad it's out now because this video has been just racking my brain for the past month, and like so much of it has been racking my brain for the past year. I did Doodle 61 while watching. Awesome, that's so cool. I'm so excited to see it. Did you like that fight sequence? I did say that the fight sequence is a whole lot better than the one in season 1, and I think people will agree. And it has nothing to do with like the fighting itself. It has everything to do with the camera work that I did. Because I think that sold the fight so much better. Because you could do so much with you could do so much so easily with flashback. Like flashback was freaking a godsend in this. But yeah, I'm super excited for season 3 though. So yeah, I did mention earlier, I forgot that 61 wasn't evil because he was a horrible person, but because of the acts of Vatu. I'd say it's more of a case of he was angry for sure. Like he had justified anger based off what he learned, but the axe in some regards kind of represents, for me, it's kind of like an allegory for how the internet can twist someone's like slight anger at something into something much bigger than it needs to be. You know? You know how on the internet someone gets a little upset at something and people like take it to be the end of the world, and the internet pushes it to be a much bigger issue than it is. Or makes people do things that or twist their anger to kind of make it, turn it into a weapon for evil, you know? And the internet does this a lot, and that's kind of like the allegory. I think part of the camera work was a bit or too spinny, but I did really like the movement it had to the inherently stiff cubes. Yeah. I will say, I think I might have gone too far in a few places, but honestly, I'd rather go too far than not far enough. Part of the part of that was to hide the fact that me and Pi were just terrible at PvP. We're not PvPers. We're builders, and we're builders and redstoners. we're not fighters. But yeah. What do you all think of that MiG Prime design that I have? It's literally just Hierophant green. The fight scene kind of reminded me of an old YouTube intro. Interesting. But yeah, no, the axe is kind of like an allegory for how like someone's very real anger. The axe of Vatu takes the inherent anger and enables it, and irritation becomes a blade to hurt others, a double-edged sword that while it can hurt others, it hurts you the most with every hit. Yeah. It traps you. It traps you into your own anger, and it pushes you away from others. Which I think can be an allegory for a lot of things, you know? Like, just, you know, how certain outside elements can push you away from people that are trying to help you, you know? And like this, I've nailed down this theme, and I think the part that makes, that I'm very happy about it is how I was able to nail down this theme of loneliness and how sometimes it can be self-inflicted. Only I was an essay writer. Well, Meg, did you enjoy the SPK panel? It was awesome. Self-isolation, yes. Yes, self-isolation. Yep. And sometimes you have to do like a lot of work yourself to believe I'm not alone, because you can have people around you all the time and you'll still feel like you're alone. You'll still feel like you're completely isolated from others. And it takes you actually like looking in the mirror and being like, I have people, you know? And sometimes it takes effort to look for those people, but those people are there and they're around. Okay, you gonna watch your family tomorrow because I got back from TwitchCon today. I'm so drained. All right. I will say there are spoilers in this stream. I'm talking about the finale, so just be careful. But yeah. But yeah, so like 6-1 at the end of the day, he still did a lot of things to get to that point. So obviously he needs to do some work to recover, and that's what the ending is all about, and like the after credit scene. And also the after credit scene. Hop in some other time, then have fun though. All right, sounds good. See ya. But yeah, so the after credit scene, he's looking at the sun, right? Of Jungle King that I missed. Oh, I've just been walking around here. I didn't show anything off like new. I've just been kind of like searching around. So yeah, that shot of him looking at the sun. Wait, I forgot to watch the after credits. Yes, you should go watch that. That shot of him looking at the sun, that is in reference to a section of the purgatory monologue of like, I try to find the light, but I can't, you know, get to it. It's kind of like a final way of saying the light has finally reached him, or he has finally reached the light. You know, either way around. You know, either way around works. So that's kind of like a bookend to that, like sort of like, I'm out of purgatory. Poetry part, yeah. So I wanted to include some of that. That's what I was thinking of. Let's go! Awesome. I'm so glad it worked. There was a part of me that wanted to include a line as like, the light, it finally reached me. But I was like, that's too corny. I'm just gonna let that scene be silent. I think that scene needed to be silent. I think that scene wouldn't have worked as well as it did if it had dialogue. God, I'm not insane for making the connection. Oh, I'm so glad I conveyed it well enough for someone to make the connection. Yeah. Also, I did mention this earlier, but that opening monologue with the old Mig talking about the first great Mig reset, that was heavily inspired. That opening monologue, I literally wrote it right after I watched Iron Lung for the first time. That was legit, like hearing that opening monologue is like, oh my god, I have an opening to my movie. If you had done that. And speaking of which, Iron Lung is out! You could buy it for $10 on YouTube Movies. If you had done that, it'd have been the equivalent. First we mined, then we crapped. Yeah. I could tell. I like that was just like, that was the first thing I wrote for the movie. Like January, I was just like, I watched the movie I watched Iron Lung for the first time and I was like, oh my god. That's it. That's how I start the movie. Iron Lung Pilled, yeah. God, I really want to I really want to buy Project Hail Mary. It's just, it's a little too out of my budget right now. It's a little too expensive, not gonna lie. I've rewatched it twice already. I watched it right when I bought it. Actually, no, 3 times. I watched it once right when I bought it. I watched it with my brother, and then I watched it again last night. It's just, I'm so happy. I'm so happy Iron Lung is out. Yeah, we have ads again. I am so, oh my god. I'm so happy. I'm just so glad too. I have been grinding. The grind is finally over. It feels weird for the grind to be over, and I'm just sitting here talking about the movie with you guys, you know, just walking around doing nothing. I feel like I've earned the walking, parkouring, and jumping around and doing nothing practically useful for 2 hours. Like, I think I've earned this. But yeah. But I still think it's crazy. I managed to make a video that is like 80% flashback. How did I do that? How? How did I do that? 61 posted? Ooh. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I also, so like, I wanted to drop hints at the beginning of the movie that he's not entirely like evil, that he has like some sort of humanity left. So like that's what I threw in the line about I miss building, and then also like releasing the happy ghast and letting them be free. Obviously, one of them, yeah. But yeah, I wanted to have that sort of scene, and then obviously the Uno game, that was very important to me because that was a really like big establishing of like 621 is still in there in some way, and like 918 is like all the good parts of 621. And like, what if 621 just didn't have to deal with a bunch of BS, and he was just obviously 918 dealt with a bunch of BS, but he kind of like figured it out in a different way. And that's what separates 918 from the rest of the MIGs that that 61 tried to create, because he wanted a MIG that was super determined to finish the mission, but their anger and their frustration with the collective was too strong for them to be practically useful as someone who to be part of the mission. But 918 was different, is because he was the parts of 621 that longed for that connection with others, and that sort of carefree attitude of like, there's nothing wrong, or like I don't think these problems are big enough for me to have to feel so angry about it, you know. And that's the part of 621 that existed but was overshadowed by his pain and his anger and his feelings of betrayal and self-isolation. Like that's the part that got to 621. That's the part that made 621 like really go over the deep end and change into what he was in, you know, throughout SBK season 2. And like I said, before I... Okay, so what was the end credit scene about? Okay, so if you remember back to the Purgatory monologue at the end of episode 9, he mentioned something about, like, I had this whole thing where he was talking about, where 61 was talking about trying to chase the light but not being able to reach it. And I would have it so that every time you'd run towards the sun, it would get dark. But with that, but because he's let go of all of this anger and this angst and let go of all of this stuff, he's able to just look at the sun and see the light and feel the light hit him. And he is now at peace and not overrun with this guilt and this pain and this feeling of needing to be self-isolated and having to push everyone away. That was what it was all about, really. And like I said, I didn't want any dialogue because I wanted to just sit with it and think about it. It didn't need dialogue, I don't think. It just needed to... It's like awesome connection, yeah. But it's unspoken because you just kind of look at it and it's yeah, he's looking at the lights. You know, he's been in the dark for so long, you know, he hasn't actually taken a breath to take a look at the sun and just like, yeah. But yeah. I thought that at first, but I was like, could it? No, well, maybe. I mean, yeah. I'm the type of person who likes to just like let you look at things and make the connections yourselves. I think that makes storytelling more fun, because when you get the people who are reading it involved in the storytelling themselves, that's what makes it so fun. And I have that's something I really want to do in season 3. There's an element of my island partner and I's story that is going to be something that y'all are gonna have to figure out for yourself. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's going to be a major element that's going to remain somewhat ambiguous throughout and towards the end. Like, I'm literally never going to answer the question for you. But that is something that is going to be saved for the future. But I love doing storytelling bits like that, where it's like, it's open-ended, but in a way that feels like you can just headcanon it yourself in some ways as well. Uranium? What? But yeah, It's been so fun seeing the reaction so far. I can't wait to have more people watch it and react to it and figure out what's going on. Uranium is an element. Okay. Okay. But yeah. But that was the movie. The movie. I'm thinking about trying to put together a behind the scenes like video. I'll probably release it like by the end of the month. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back. So yeah, I'm probably going to post some behind the scenes because I have some behind the scenes of like how I made it. And I'll include like little bits. I'll show you like the editing timeline and how I did it. I disappeared like immediately after our posting. Yeah. Woo, behind the scenes, yes. But yeah. It has been... Today, I feel so free. It's a weird feeling. I've been on the grind for so long this season. Like, legit, I don't think the grind stopped this season. I took like little mini breaks, but even then I was like, I gotta think about this next thing. But right now I am just so at peace. It's insane. I don't know if y'all have ever felt that way with like a specific project or thing you're doing, but like, it's so nice to have like the, it's done. We can go home now. But yeah. But yeah, I do enjoy doing storytelling elements that allows you guys to kind of figure it out or make your own answer. But yeah, season 3 is gonna be a lot different though. Whimsy is back, baby! It's back on the menu. It's gonna be very whimsical. I'm gonna be like the most silly. I'm gonna have the most silly character. Like he's gonna take himself fully seriously, but he's gonna be so silly that you guys are gonna have so much fun with him. I'm so excited to introduce you to the next Meg. I'm so excited. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm resisting the urge. But yes, like I said, middle of June, I'm going to be joining something, and Doke Mig is going to be taking a vacation on that event that is happening. Because Doke Mig did the big thing, which was break a hole into the void, which allowed Mig Omega to come in and save the day. Season 3 Clown Mig. I don't think it's that silly. When I say take himself fully seriously, a clown never takes himself seriously. What? What? No, no. No, no, no way. Voided. What are you saying? But yeah. I'm so excited though. I'm so glad to be part of things though in between seasons. Like I said, last season I did absolutely nothing in between seasons. Someone's yeah. Yeah. I'm so excited for season 3 though. I know it's a ways away. We have a whole summer to deal with before season 3 starts, but oh man. I'm just glad that like this summer, I think the one thing about starting a season like a project like this in the summer is like, oh my god, I was grinding so hard and it was so hot in my apartment in the summer. It's going to be super hot in this summer too. So like I'm so glad I can just chillax a little bit this summer to start off rather than have to be like on the grind. Solve the ARG water. There is no ARG. But yeah, it's been a fun stream just talking to y'all, just yapping. It's been a yap stream. I think we needed a yap stream after this. But yeah, I want to ask, okay, guys, what is your favorite part of the movie? Like, what is your favorite thing that happened in the movie? I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Saw Gay Volcano SMP and I was very confused. What is y'all's favorite? Also, what's your favorite character in the movie? Like, who's your actually no. We'll start with your favorite moment, then we'll do the next one after we do. I just want to know what y'all's favorite moment in it, because obviously there's a lot that happens in the movie. Lots of little things. Also, Mick is there. Honestly, I just wanted an excuse to have Dokmig like be a main character, because I love Dokmig's design so much. I just need him to be back in something, you know. Yeah. I gotta say, my favorite moment for sure has to be... My favorite moment has to be 331 turning around and and saying screw you to Batmig with the swear. I think that swear was absolutely necessary. Like I said, I spent a week mulling over whether I wanted to put it in or not. Because, like, I thought of it and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. That is such a good line. That is such a good line. Do I put it in, though? So, like, that was the point where I was like, yeah, this is going to be a PG-13, like, video. Like, this is going to be a little bit more heavy than my usual videos. But then again, it's like a big finale. I need to go all in, you know? Like, that's what I thought. 331 dying with honor and Leon absolutely hitting 61 with Jonathan. Yes, I know that reference. Jonathan? It was such a that was like it was such a fun line to record too. Like, it's so fun to let your characters that don't swear. Like having the narrator make swear is like it's so cool. Like, yes, I said batshit. Come on, like, who doesn't like that? Like, I think that there could have been no other character that could have pulled off that line with, like, the same amount of, like, it gives you, like, a haha, but it also gives you, like, a, oh my god, that's awesome. It was like when they dropped the F-bomb in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It was, like, such a good one, and it was, like, that is the perfect time to do it, just in a normal conversation. I like 61, as we all know, and specifically the continuous comparison of 621 and 19, with 19 being the physical manifestation of the past idealization of who 61 once was, and then 61 is wandering around jungle and being so gruff for mission, but you could see his whimsy peeking out, his wonder and delight of what a MIG could accomplish. Yeah. I just really like that 61 and 19 are their own foils. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, right? Because 621, like, and 918, like, also have that similarity. But, like, the difference is 621 let his own anger. I think the difference is they're both essentially the same person. But 918 decided to take his pain and try to make something good out of it, while 621 just kept on wallowing in his pain until he let it destroy him. That's the difference. You know? Because people can go through some terrible things and go through some terrible experiences, but there are some people who take those experiences and try to create something positive out of it and try to improve other people's lives and be good for other people. And then there's people who wallow in it and get so angry at the world that they do either self-destructive things or just be destructive in general. You know? And I feel like that's the big thing with both of them, is that they're essentially the same, obviously in a lot of ways, because they're like 918 is a direct clone of 621, but the difference is that the way their experiences shape them, the way they dealt with the experiences that shaped them tells us who they are. You know? 1900 world where he also had continuous and easy connection to others on PC. It was super easy for 61 to be alone, and he stayed alone. Yeah. It's really easy for 61 to isolate, you know? And 918 was surrounded by people, so it kind of made it easier for him to actually connect with others and remain. And I think that's what 621 really needed, was that connection with others. That's essentially what 621 needed. Thank you for the subscribe to the YouTube channel, is your thought? I forgot that I have the YouTube alert still set up from when I... Yeah. I like 331 because I like eco-based characters for early 1900s film and that voice. Yeah. But yeah. I will say that bit with the mace thing with Leon, that was a perfect culmination of that little mini storyline. I'm so glad that we set that up. That was a good storyline right there between me and Leon, where we found connection within each other. And I think that was another thing that I wanted to nail down. Like I wanted someone to know about 918's struggles, because I think that's what also made a difference with Leon. Very satisfying ending for me. The guy's been yelling about it for months. Awesome. I'm glad you're satisfied. If I disappointed you, I would have quit YouTube. But yeah, no, I'm really glad it was a very sudden thing, because Leon randomly messaged me one day. It was like, hey, I wanted a scene because I needed to talk about my lore with someone else. And it was perfect because both of us were dealing with somewhat the same thing. But like, it was such a good storyline, because it made it so much better and established more of that like sort of community, and having someone there to just listen to you helps so much and makes such a difference. It makes such a difference, you know? Like, even one person just listening to you or just talking to each other, you don't necessarily need to know the answer to the other's problems. You just need to be heard about your problems, you know? And that's what we wanted to do for each other. And I think that's what it strengthened both of us in a lot of ways, you know? And then because we established that connection, I was able to ask him to do something for me that would have otherwise been something that I would have had to do on my own, which would have been infinitely harder. But that's what made 621. And then, I mean, I'd say that's more so what made the axe lose. The axe lost because the axe thrives off the misery of people. It thrives off of people's misery. It thrives off of people's anger and like lack of connection with one another. That's where it thrives. So as soon as it encounters people who are strengthened by community, the axe is so much smaller and weaker as an entity. And I think that was very important for the story, because that's really what establishes that this is that the axe is only as strong as the people are divided. And that could be said for a lot of things. Powerful people only thrive as much as, you know, evil powerful people thrive just as much as people are divided amongst each other. But as soon as they unite against that evil thing, that power weakens heavily. I love how I just went super serious and then, yeah. Looking at the video and being like, this is what Minecraft lore looks like. I will say, I can't believe it's crazy that I was able to make something that like feels this satisfying for block game. Finish that fun MIG skin. Who knows if you release it I might make it canon. I am looking to make new MIGs. Cause like, okay, like I said, big announcement, right? So obviously the MIG Clone War saga is over, but I want to start a new lore series, and it's going a new lore saga, and I think I'm gonna do something very different, but I want to do something very fun with it. But I'm still in the early stages of how it's gonna unfold and how it's gonna progress. So we're gonna do a little bit of experimenting to start off. So season 3 MIG is going to be what Mando described as an Outlander. And speaking of that Outlander, the Outlander MIG that saved Mando is season 3 MIG. Just a little tidbit for y'all, a little teaser. So that's a fun thing. So yeah, the next saga in the MIG lore canon is going to be the MIG Outlander saga. So it's going to be following a bunch of MIGs that are outside of the collective, who have their completely own stories and have lived their own lives in different worlds, you know, and I have so many character ideas for how they're going to go. And we're going to start off with season 3 MIG. Who is going to start with season 3 MIG is going to start with an appearance in another server I'm going to be on in July. So you're going to meet season 3 MIG super early, and you're going to get his origin story, which is going to be really fun. Minecraft lore and stories are so inherently silly to me. Actually, go, bro, this is Minecraft, but I do enjoy the storytelling itself, so it's fine. I had something else to say, but I forgot. It's okay. I forgot too. Remember when this was just the guy who forgets everything? Now he members. Have a big thing in July. Wow. Don't worry, I'll be making videos out of it that you can watch at any time. Plus, there's gonna be some time in between when that server ends and season 3 starts. So yeah, season 3. The season 3 MIG has already technically made an appearance, but he was just a light in Mando's face. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait for y'all to meet the characters. But yeah, the MIG Outlander saga is the next saga within the MIG canon. And it's going to follow a bunch of MIGs, and eventually they will all come together to fight a certain threat that looms over them. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. But like, I'm going to tell you guys, it's going to be years before we get to that point. It's going to be years. Is it Chuck Norris MIG? No. It's going to be years before we get to that point. So don't know where it's going to go, but I have an idea in my head, and obviously it's going to develop as we meet more MIGs, because I'm still developing characters. That I would like to introduce. But like, they're more like concept characters. They're not fully fleshed out yet, because I'd rather fully flesh them out when I know what project I want to put them in. So I have character ideas, but like, they're just going to be outlines until I have like a server, like a home for them to be on, you know? So yeah, it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun. But the nice thing is they're all going to be self-contained stories that will tease the bigger thing coming, but it will be for the bigger fans. The stories themselves will be all self-contained. They will all just be like individual characters dealing with their own problems. No other MIGs are going to be involved in their story because they don't want to interact with other MIGs anyways. But one day they're going to all have to interact with each other. Why is it the Outlanders have to all come together to fight something? I don't know. Why isn't the collective involved? That is to be seen. But yes, I think that is going to be it for the stream today. I think we've had a good conversation. It has been a fun final time here on SBK. Just sitting here walking around. I'd like to thank you guys all for enjoying the series. I thank you all for the support. I did give credits to my mods. Hopefully y'all didn't freak out for having your names on my video. I did want to thank my mods though, because you guys have literally been my lifeline. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna go send y'all on a raid. But yeah, I will definitely be around. I'm gonna be taking a couple of weeks off streaming, like I said. So I'd like to thank you guys all for coming by to the stream, and I hope you all have enjoyed. And I will see y'all in the next stream. We're gonna go raid somebody. Hold on. I gotta move stuff around. All right, we'll raid Viking Pilot. So yeah, if you're subscribed, use this raid message right here. If you are not subscribed, that is A-okay. Use this raid message right here. We're gonna go send y'all over to say hi to Viking. He's on his forever world. Netherite farming, talking about beets. But yes, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Bye, I just finished the finale. Oh my god, tell me what you think of the Discord. Yeah, type in the Mig Lord chat. I want to know your thoughts. What's your favorite moment, favorite character, all that. Let me know. See ya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.